Year number 1 is over. Welcome to year number 2 with our Arizona Coyotes expansion team rebuild here on FHM12. We have a bunch of stuff to cover from where I left off in the beginning of June to now the beginning of July. Without further ado, let's reveal our roster. I'll talk a little bit about it now, and then I'll do another talking point going into the year after I make draft picks and sign them or not sign them, or who knows what's going to happen. But let's give you an overview and talk about some of the new additions. So let's jump to the guys that we've had or we got last year at the deadline. Ty Nelson, he'll be taking over on the top line for us with Romanov. Christian Kyrou will be making his debut in the Arizona Coyotes uniform. He'll be playing alongside Gooley this year. And then we have White, Cloud, Hinola, and Del Mastro. Hinola, Del Mastro, we're going to rotate between them. Ulam would be injury replacement as well. Devin Levi is back, and he's on a nice 3-year deal for us. Dennis Hildeby will be backing him up. Ryerson Leanders takes over as the AHL starter for now. Let's get to the big glaring elephant in the room. Pavel Diaforev, or Dorofeev. Yeah, Dorofeev. Let me just recap how we got this guy. He was unsigned. He did not play last year for Vegas. Vegas, I guess, didn't have cap space. They needed to move him. So going in to the end of June, when the signing period opened up, I was looking for guys to add, and he caught my eye. He wasn't on their block. He was just unsigned. So I packaged up a couple of picks from this year and a pick from next year to get him. So we gave up 2/3 and a 4th. Honestly, for them, good depth. We gave up a 3rd round pick, I believe, last year. He wasn't all rookie, all star. We picked him 5th round. He's a 5th round pick. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to get this deal. We also give Owen Conrad as well, one of our depth offensive defensemen. I wasn't expecting to get Dorofeev. Crazy deal. Maybe didn't give up enough, but again, they weren't using him, so they needed something back. They got back a bunch of mid-round draft picks, 3 to be exact. I think this is a good deal for them, and we signed him for 3 years. So if you can tell, there's a bit of a theme going on. I'll touch more on that when we give the overview for the roster heading into the season. Right now, as it stands, Dorofeev will be playing with Logan Stankoven. We've bumped him back over to the wing, and we've given him the C going into year number 2. Honestly, it just makes too much sense. I looked at the leadership category, I normally do for this, and him being at a 14, not terrible, and the fact that he's locked up for 7 years, it just makes sense. He was an assistant for us last year. Ryan O'Reilly left, and now he is the replacement. So Dorofeev, Stankoven will be your top line. Here's where it gets interesting. I'm gonna give the option to Ivar Stenberg, 13, I guess, role rating. His role rating for playmaker is 13. His overlaying stats aren't terrible. I think he's gonna be a minus, but if I put him with 2 guys that can score, hopefully they outscore their problems. I think he's obviously going to be a part of the player training program with us this year, and if we can up some of these defensive ratings, maybe up his defensive read rating in general, I think going into next year, he might be able to break out for us. Little odd because he didn't put up good AHL numbers, didn't score a single point for the Bulldogs, and he was a minus 14. But down in Flagstaff, he did pretty good. So he's played 40 professional games so far, and now he's making the jump. I don't know how it's going to work out. I think to be safe, we will get a depth option that can roll into that spot if we need to. Another guy we've added, this was an interesting trade. This one kind of just popped up for me, and Ottawa is the one that offered it. They wanted Pontus Holmberg for Elton Hermansen. I'm not going to say no to that. So we bring on a prospect, someone we can develop into a top 6 role for us. This team is taking shape. The second line is going to consist of Atu Ratu and Josh Doan. He gets a letter to start the year. He signed another deal, 3-year deal. For us, he'll be on the second line with Atu Ratu. They played pretty good there. They're going to get lots of minutes. Depending on, I might give more minutes at third line if they're able to put up a good fight. Duclair will be on the third line. I was gonna put Bill Zonin there, but he just isn't quite ready. So one more year of development for him, and then he'll slot right in for us. Caleb Malhotra. His defensive read category is crazy. Positioning's pretty good. He's not bad, and I think he can fit really well on that third line. He's going to be a counter-attacking forward for us. We got a lot of rookies, a lot of young faces on this team. I'm interested to see what he can do playing beside Anthony Duclair, and he'll have Jack McBain on his wing. Connor Brown, Kevin Hayes, and Sam Colangelo round out the forwards. So I don't think I'm going to make any moves going to the draft. I think I'm just going to make my picks. As you can see, we have 3 third-round picks, a second and a first. 5 picks in the first 3 rounds is pretty good. That's going to bring in some pretty good talent for us. Honestly, I'm going to just draft them and just stock up the cupboards. So let's see if there's any movement. Any movement kind of screws us over. I'd be happy with the second overall pick. I'd be really happy with the first. I would take the fourth. The 4th overall pick could be pretty nice for us. So let's start unveiling it. Staying at 17 or moving up. Seattle stays. San Jose stays. Detroit's got 2 picks. That's pretty good for them. Detroit's first pick will stay at 15. Utah stays at 14. Chicago stays at 13. Philly also has 2 picks here. St. Louis will stay. Vancouver stays. Philadelphia stays. Detroit's second pick will stay. No movement so far. Philly's second pick is going to stay. The Rangers stay at 7. Here's where the big movement can happen. Carolina will stay. So unless one of these 2 teams move up, we should be locked into a top 3 pick. Columbus stays. Boston stays at 4. Who will be 3rd? We jump back to 3rd. So it looks like Seattle's going to move up. I think that means Seattle does win the draft. Pittsburgh down, and Seattle, which is actually Tampa. That's interesting. The Tampa Bay Lightning. So it must have been top 5 protected or top 10. It could have been top 10 protected, could have been top 5 protected, but either way, Tampa's first round pick, they get it back, and they will pick 1st overall in the draft. Here we are, up here at preseason of year number 2, and what a year it was for us. So, what an off season it was for us. This is the situation between the pipes. You have Devin Levi back for 3 years. Dennis Hildeby is back for a year. On the back end, You have 6 years of Romanov, 4 years of Gooley, 3 years of Nelson, 2 of Demastro, Hanola, Whitecloud, and Kyrou. Their contracts are up this year. 7 years of Stankoven, 3 of McBain, 3 of Bennick, Malhotra, Steenberg, Stone, 2 for Brown, 2 for Diaforev, 2 for Steele, Hayes, and Aturatu. 2 years for Colangelo, Duclair, and Anderson are up this year. So the goal I have, we're going to be adjusting a little bit. I thought Diaforev was on the 3-year deal. He is on the 2-year deal. I think the contract signed before July 1st, which means the 1 year expired. That's fine. The plan still works. We have a 2-year window to make the playoffs. So if it's not this year, it needs to be next year. And then after that, we have a cup window opening up. I don't think, obviously it's not going to be in the early years of the cup window, but take 2 years off of Stankoven's contract, that's 5 years. That means we have a 5-year cup window opening up. And that's kind of the goal. Within the next 7 years, I want to complete this challenge and complete this rebuild. Hermanson will play in the AHL, along with a bunch of other prospects. This is the line setup we got going on. It's going to be Dorofeev, Steinberg, Stankoven, Bennick, Ratu, Doan, McBain, Malhotra, Duclair, Brown, Hayes, Colangelo. Our scratches this year will be Josh Anderson and Sam Steele. Sam Steele is going to be the replacement for Steinberg. If he can't prove himself at the NHL level this year, he'll be dropped back down. Give him 20 games start. In terms of lines for special teams, this is what the power play looks like. I split up because if I didn't put Ivar on the second line, he'd be on this top line. I wanted to split that up. I wanted to give Ratu some time. We can also throw Malhotra there if we need to. We can move Ivar up if we need to. This power play is going to be going through a lot of changes throughout the year, especially if we make trades and stuff. So I'm interested to see what it'll look like at the halfway point. The penalty kill, we're going to rely on Caleb Malhotra to start. I'm assuming that's going to change. Ratu can obviously slot into his spot, but I think this will be a good penalty kill to start us off. We kind of just got to see how it plays out, especially through the first 20 games. And this is the 3-on-3 and 4-on-4 lines. I'm going to give more time to Kyrou in the 3-on-3. Stankoven and Dorofeev will take majority of the time. Alright, that's your roster overview. Next, we're going to do the NHL overview. This is a trade with Dallas. We got Barrett Hayton, and we gave up Aturatu and 2/4. I think Hayton's going to add some middle 6 depth, and we didn't fleece Dallas. We gave them a third-line replacement in Aturatu. We are up here at 41 games played through Season 2. We sit with 29 points, 2 points ahead of the Avalanche for 8th place in the Central Division. Leading the Central is Winnipeg. Leading the Pacific is the Canucks. Leading the Atlantic is the Buffalo Sabres. Leading the Metro is the Washington Capitals. Here's a look at our stats. Here's the goalie stats this year. We've called up Svedbeck and Devin Levi. They're sitting at a 906, 304 goals against. Svedbeck doing pretty well. Defensively, leading the way defensively is Jordan Kyrou. To me, it's not enough offense out of the back end. Not enough. Whitecloud hasn't been good. Gooley hasn't been good. Romanov has been okay. We're missing a couple pieces on the back end. And leading the way offensively through 41 games is Pavel Dorofeyev. I will give you guys a look at the team stats as well. Here's the player stats there. Not really any surprising names. Maybe Gabe Velarde, 19 points. JT Miller, maybe a bit of a surprise there. Quinn Hughes looks like he's up for a Norris this year. That's crazy. Team stats, we are the 33rd ranked team. Second slider there. We sit 81.4% there on the penalty kill. The power play for us is awful. 8.5%. We only made 2 moves during the trade deadline this year. We got Axel Sandin Pellikka, the rights to him from Winnipeg. We gave up Christian Kyrou, the prospect we've been working on, and 3 mid-round draft picks. We also gave up McBain for a first from Seattle. I think the Sandin Pellikka trade is going to help us, obviously, in the future, but it also helps at Winnipeg because they added a player for their playoff run, and we got a really good player in return. I think we can develop him into an offensive beast for us. I do want to apologize for not getting a screen grab of the playoff picture. I didn't for the first episode, and I didn't for this one. I totally just blanked when I was going through editing this. But I will cover both of those playoff runs in next episode. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and comment. And I will see you in year number 3.